Original, creative, and unique. The stories we love and ones you will too. Hop along the information highway and get ready to see what all the buzz is about. Check out this week's selection of the Fab Five.
Thanks for clicking on the Fab Five. I'm Anna Gilligan. Here's a roundup of the original stories we covered this week on Fox 5. Coming up on the Fab Five, archery is in after the wild popularity of the Hunger Games. We'll show you where you can shoot your bow and arrow at other people without anyone getting hurt. Plus, revealing is the new black. How some new male fashion trends are about showing more skin. And we investigate the mystery of the piano that washed ashore on the East River. And you don't have to go down south for good brisket and pulled pork. We'll show you an authentic barbecue spot right here in Brooklyn. And speaking of Brooklyn, here's a look at some of the newest and hottest workouts in one unlikely neighborhood. Boutique fitness studios are nothing new in Manhattan, but now they're popping up across the river in Brooklyn. And Williamsburg, of all neighborhoods, is at the center of this exercise renaissance. Just a short walk from the L train's Bedford stop, you can find super specialized workouts to help you fit into those skinny jeans. There's Brooklyn Crew for rowing lovers, or if spin is your thing, there's Torque Cycling and Fitness or Sync Studio, which merges yoga and biking and offers circuit training too. One of those fitness boutiques that's the hot rage here in Williamsburg, Brooklyn Body Burn. I hear it's the hardest workout around. I'm doubtful. We'll see. So it's all about these slow, controlled movements right here. I like the sound of any workout described as slow. Sounds doable. You at 12. But after just a few minutes, those slow movements were way too much for me. So you may be asking yourself what exactly I'm doing.
This workout is not Pilates. I know that at first glance it might look like it's a reformer machine. The machine is actually very different.
That's Tracy Karlinski, the owner of Brooklyn Body Burn and my teacher/torturer for the day.
I know you want to add a push-up. Let's get that push-up though when those legs are all the way back. Yeah, there it is. Look how low that was.
For 50 painful minutes, this class makes you use tension on the machine and your own body weight to exhaust all the muscles in your body. And I mean all of them.
It's really all about working one whole side of our body to fatigue and stimulating multiple muscles at one time, engaging as many muscle fibers as possible.
I had such a tough time taking this class, I wanted to know why my fellow classmates were such gluttons for this punishment.
Super functional, like it's made me a better runner, swimmer.
It's also like the first time I had guy friends say I started having guns. I've never had arm muscles before in my life.
Well, they do look pretty ripped. I guess if you can handle the pain. Brooklyn Body Burn gives you some major gain. And we're going to stay in Brooklyn, where they're making some of the best authentic barbecue in the city. Our Simone Boyce took the taste test.
Would you believe some of America's best barbecue is made in this shipping container in Brooklyn?
So now they go into the smoker.
That's a 14-foot smoker inside, imported from Texas.
I just looked to the places that I loved in Texas for inspiration, and they were all cooking in these big offset smokers made out of barrels. And they were cooking outdoors, and they were using nothing but wood, no gas or electricity.
New Jersey native Dan Delaney studied the barbecuing process on his travels through the Lone Star State. And in 2012, he brought that authentic Southern tradition to New York.
We go out of our way to do small things like carrying obscure sodas and stuff that Texans might have had at home and don't have here. I call them Texpats. They grew up in Dallas or whatever, but they live here now, and they come very frequently to the restaurant for a taste of home.
This classic Central Texas recipe only calls for salt, pepper, and no sauce.
So we're gonna take the brisket and we're gonna put it right into the salt and pepper and press it in. We'll have the point of the brisket pointing to the firebox. That's important because this has the most fat, it'll take the most heat.
Steady burning oak wood brings out the flavor.
So we just slide it right in there, right?
Right. You don't want too much smoke because then it'll be too smoky, you can't taste the meat.
After it's done smoking for 15 hours, the food is served here at the restaurant on 4th and Bedford in Williamsburg. The meat here at Delaney is served by the half pound, and everything comes out family style.
Between the brisket, sausage, pulled pork, and ribs,
falls right off the bone.
This tender, juicy smorgasbord is definitely worth the hype, no matter what state you call home. Simone Boyce, Fox 5 News.
Well, Katniss is the master of the bow and arrow in the Hunger Games, and now the hit movie and books are renewing people's interest in archery. Matt King shows us where you can play a Hunger Games-inspired sport.
My first confirmed kill, a self-proclaimed Katniss wannabe.
I'm definitely a fan of both the movies and the books.
Found herself on the receiving end of an arrow to the abdomen.
I have never shot a bow and arrow.
Crafty Katniss, but our viewers know better than to buy that feigned innocence. For, like an arrow flying straight and true, this bow woman, this girl on fire, would reap her revenge.
What do we see on the TV shows and the movies? We see the Hunger Games, we see The Walking Dead, we see Arrow, we see Game of Thrones.
Christopher Fermacell co-owns and manages Indoor Extreme Sports in Long Island City, where for the last year, he's hosted Archery Tag.
The hot new weapon in the entertainment industry is the bow and arrow.
The remix to the spear, the bow and arrow, dates back at least 11,000 years. Today, not warriors or hunters, but droves of regular villagers like Katniss and her friends from the gym pay to play with one of the oldest projectile weapons in the history of man. Go! As a physical outlet at the end of a long work week.
Get to shoot my buddies with bows and arrows.
Not if I shoot them first, Matthew.
Pretty fast, and I'm gonna aim true.
And indeed, Matthew, my teammate, proved the Apollo to my Cupid. Launching foam-tipped arrows.
Like giant marshmallows.
Like Robin Hood himself. But even this merry man could not protect me from Katniss, real name Sally, and her band of bowmen. It was an arrow that felled mighty Achilles, demigod and the greatest warrior to ever live, and it was an arrow, albeit one tipped in styrofoam, that ended my night of archery tag. In Long Island City, I'm Matt King, Fox 5 News.
Well, fashion for guys seems to be getting a little more risque this year. Christal Young shows us some of the male trends popping up this summer that previously were reserved for women.
We wear short shorts.
Short shorts are nothing new for women. If you have great legs, they can look amazing. Now men are deciding they want in on the action, and they're not just going short, they're going super short.
Oh my God!
At Dolce & Gabbana, some of the shorts were so short, they looked like swim trunks. Versace showed its fair share of skimpy shorts, too. Even preppy American companies like Bonobos are cranking out shorter shorts. Its 9- and 7-inch versions are now joined by its top-selling 5-inch ones. Style expert Patrick Ferrara says women don't have a lock on great legs. If you've got it, flaunt it.
I say shorter the better.
Really?
If you have a good body and you can work it out, definitely do it.
Mini shorts, I think it's not only for women, I think it's also for men. We are in the 21st century, and I think everybody can wear whatever you want to wear.
It is hot, and you have great legs. So what do you think about a guy in shorts that short?
Oh, I do not like that. And how about that old Seattle favorite, socks and sandals? Jake Gyllenhaal and David Beckham think it's cool, but on the streets of New York City, the consensus was not so much.
No, absolutely not. Sorry.
Fashion fail, never do that.
Finally, let's talk about male cleavage, better known as heavage. John Travolta was sporting it in the 70s, now it's back. Stars like Jude Law are big fans. Our style expert says, go ahead, try it. A low-cut shirt on a man can be super sexy.
It's confident, it's sexy, go for it. Okay. Absolutely.
And most people I spoke to agree.
If it's styled appropriately, it can be done, but it just depends on, how everything's placed together.
Now, you have a little heavage. You have a couple of chest hairs popping out. I like how he's owning it. You're like, yeah, and okay. So tell me overall, do you like the trend? You seem to be wearing it.
Yeah, just in summer. I would rather go for a shirt, close up with a skirt and a tie.
So it looks like the style jury has spoken. Socks with sandals? Don't do it. But when it comes to heavage and short shorts, if you've got body confidence, bring it on. I'm Christal Young, Fox 5 News.
Love me some heavage. Now, on to a mystery in the East River. A piano has been sitting in the water under the Brooklyn Bridge for about a week now, and no one knows why. So we put our Stacey Delikat on the case.
On the banks of the East River, it looks like the tide washed in something of a pretty grand scale.
I've seen some strange things along the East River before. I've never seen a piano. It's just extraordinary to see that.
We're like
What? How does that get there?
The city is awash with theories.
I'm thinking either somebody put it here, because the water is no way, it can just float right here.
My thought is just someone was at a boat and just tossed it into the water.
I think it just floated in and the tide brought it in, and then the feet just dug into the sand.
Is it the work of a Banksy wannabe? An ode to this Vanessa Carlton video? Did it wash up from the Keys? Just kidding. If the geese or seagulls know, they're not talking. But what we do know is it's been here under the Manhattan side of the Brooklyn Bridge since at least Monday and was initially farther out from shore.
Whoever did it, kudos to them. It makes a great shot.
Talk about the opportunity for a great selfie. New Yorkers and tourists have been flocking here with their cameras to get a picture with the mystery piano.
This just screams social media. I love it.
Hashtag East River Piano.
Instagram is flooded with pictures and videos. The piano doesn't actually play anymore, but that hasn't stopped people from pretending. As for whether anyone in authority has any clue as to why the piano's here and whose jurisdiction it falls under, well, we emailed the NYPD, which told us to call the Department of Sanitation, which referred us to the Department of Environmental Protection, and they suggested we call Parks, where a spokesperson said it wasn't them. We even reached out to Mason and Hamlin, who made the piano, but alas, no one seems to have any answers.
It's too magical to be an accident.
So for now, let the photo ops continue and go take a look for yourself before it's too late, because it could just float away as quickly as it came. Stacey Delikat, Fox 5 News.
Well, that's it for the Fab Five. Thanks for watching. I'm Anna Gilligan. We'll see you next week.